Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I want to talk to you about an article that I found in Psychology Today, and it has to do with marijuana rescheduling under federal law. So as you may or may not know, even though a number of the states have legalized marijuana either for medicinal purposes or recreational or both, marijuana has been a substance under federal law that is illegal, for lack of a better word. And now there is some talk about changing the laws that are applicable, and this is all coming down from the federal government here. So, and I'm just going to share some of these pieces with you. I'll put a link to the article with the video, but I've waxed poetic at this point about what I think of the whole marijuana thing. As a child of the 80s, I have to concede I had a lot of friends who used marijuana. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, and I was wrong. It's a very big deal, and I think this is a mistake, and I don't agree with it. But who am I? I'm just a lawyer sitting here in South Florida trying to help as many families as we possibly can. So here's what they're talking about. Rescheduling cannabis will provide significant tax advantages to the industry, allowing billions in previously banned business expense deductions that could hugely boost marketing efforts, research, or both. So, there's money at stake here, right? I mean, the states are making money off of this. The other thing they talk about here is the whole, standard. Like, what is the standard of the quality control? It says currently any cannabis warning labels are inconsistent across states, often minimal, and frequently omit critical risks, such as mental health effects, which is what we see. Breastfeeding harms and other dangers stemming from high potency cannabis products. So one of the things that we've seen is just the absolute the potency of today's marijuana is. I mean, it's way different from what I saw as a teenager growing up in England in the 80s, and it's really talked about here. Among the critics is, I guess this gentleman's name is Kevin Sabet, S-A-B-E-T, drug policy expert who served both Republican and Democratic administrations and now president of Smart Approaches to Marijuana, who sees the order, which is the order that's coming down from the federal government, as sees the order as devoid of public health wisdom. Sabet warns that rescheduling signals medical endorsement despite cannabis's association with significant health risks, especially for young users. And this is what we're seeing, right? We're seeing individuals who started using marijuana probably in high school, and by the time they get through college and now they're in adulthood, are suffering from severe paranoia, delusions, all kinds of mental health issues. And this is what we're seeing. So I'm going to post a link in the video about this, about what's going on here. And there's one other piece I'm going to read to you here, which I think is critical. It says here, 30% of cannabis users, including adolescents, develop a substance use disorder, according to a doctor at Mount Sinai, which is down here in Miami. The doctor emphasizes the importance of pairing research expansion with clear regulations to avoid exacerbating risks linked with cannabis. A crucial area for future research is safe and effective dosing of THC, which is sort of the potent drug that's inside the marijuana, amid imminently rising sales of high potency products. So, look, I have been pretty vocal about this stuff because I see it all the time in our practice, and I think in one of the other videos I talked about what has changed the work that we do. So in 2016, when I opened up the practice out of the local library here in Boca, because at the time I had no money for a law firm, my focus was really on alcohol, recreational drug use. Two things really changed the nature of what we do. There was the shutdown, the lockdown caused by coronavirus, and the legalization of marijuana. And that shifted our cases from these alcohol, recreational drug type cases to cases where there is severe mental health issues, largely driven by this new high potency, dangerous, legalized marijuana. And just one other thing that's here And it says the link between early age cannabis exposure and increased risk of schizophrenia, mood disorders, and long-term functional impairment is no longer speculative. This stuff will damage your brain, and it'll do so permanently. Look, if you're an adult, I don't know, you want to do this. Look, who am I? But if you are a mom and dad and you have a young adult in the family, a young adult child who has been using, is using, I am telling you, there's a problem here. And if you want to discuss it, if you want to talk about what we can do to help you, we'd love to have a chat with you. But again, I think that what we're seeing in our small universe here is what is now being recognized as a severe problem. So I'll share the link with you. I appreciate you tuning in. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. I would love a subscription if you could to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, I read them all. I try to respond within 24 hours. Post a comment, post a question. I'll respond to you. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.